This is Don when he's working with God. We have a issue, a very interesting, fascinating one going on with Hillary and Trump. And one of the issues we have right now is that it's the people supporting who. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that Hillary is part of the old establishment. Bernie Sanders, who basically took the majority of her votes. Now, let me time warp for you. This is how they trick people. This is something that higher intelligences know. It was only last January that Jeb Bush had been predicted to run for president for God, how many years? Jeb Bush from Florida was going to be one of the definite running mates against probably Hillary Clinton. The minute that it was announced, which we knew it would be, that Jeb Bush, the Republican, and Hillary Clinton were going to be the two running mates, America was so furious at that point, which they still are, that they immediately said they would not vote for a Bush or a Clinton. How can I prove that? How do you think Donald Trump got into position? Remember, Donald Trump was just a novelty. He hadn't even said he was going to run for president. He was just out there making a bunch of bold statements. Donald Trump got to be number first in the Republican Party because of the removal of Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush removed because what? Even Republicans and Democrats agreed, no more of the bullshit. Hillary was a victim of that also, which then bumped up Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a radical. No, he's not. He wants to go against all of the people that we know are running the government. Those are people we don't even see. In fact, they probably aren't even on the goddamn planet. That's another story. So it's an interesting thing to realize that Jeb Bush never re-ran for president. He was never considered even having a chance, although they considered him a winner 3 years ago. If, and this indicates how much power the media has, if, and this is a bold statement, but it's true, but it shows how mesmerized people get by the television. The amount of votes that Hillary Clinton had to have stolen, taken, or won from Bernie Sanders in the last day or two in the primary that we had in June would be astronomical, would be impossible. There is no possible way in hell that Hillary Clinton got that many votes from Bernie Sanders overnight. And it wouldn't have mattered anyways because we have the vote basically of the delegates in the Democratic Party only, which means what? It means that basically what it comes down to is anyone who's a Democrat and in Washington, it doesn't matter who wins the election, they get to vote who gets in office. That's called insurance. Bernie Sanders did win that election. Bernie Sanders probably would not win the presidency. But it was a bold proof that the elections are fixed. Hillary Clinton has not said one thing that supports Bernie Sanders. I may add to you, if you've watched any of the news, I want to point something out to you that I pointed out to a gentleman today, and he was astounded by it. We make up 88.5 million of the American public right now. Ages 25 to 45. We are the only ones working so much because the baby boomers have retired. In other words, most of the baby boomers are retired. And so right now, America is what they call on our watch, which means most of the gross domestic product is produced by those who would be considered Generation X or 25 to 45-year-olds. Now, this is historically normal. Why? Well, parents retire, and we spent that money already. So our money, our Social Security money that comes out of your paycheck is paying for your parents' Social Security money. Well, we always said that we weren't going to get that back. But that's not the point. The point is that historically, whether it's World War II or the Civil War or the Great Depression, our generation at 88.5 million, our generation alone set a record. Why? Because we alone, not Latinos, not only women, our vote alone got Obama in office. That's how much voting power we have when we decided to vote, because we said our vote didn't count. Never in history has a president ever been put into office and in the first few weeks not done something, whether it be for college loans, or whether it be to legalize marijuana, whatever, done something for every single group, even his enemies, in the American public. He always gives little rewards. It's like the Christmas day of the president. Only this time had nothing been given to Generation X. Nothing. Could have been a mistake? Impossible. It was not illegal aliens that caused the homeowners crisis. In fact, do you realize that the only people who have not recovered from the economic recession and depression of the late 2008s and 2009s because of the mortgage issues, and we were the ones. America was so resilient after 9/11. Do you realize compared to Pearl Harbor, our generation suffered during 9/11. More people died of our age group in the Twin Towers. Our age group the next day went off to Iraq and went off to Afghanistan to find out that they were phony wars. And our generation came back, not to a baby boom like in World War II, but to find out our houses were sold. Why? Because of the crash of the homes, which, wow, what do you know? What? They have a stipulation. All these people that own all the homes and own all the banks say that if that happens, we get paid bank. It was a setup. They set up Generation X. But you'll never hear them say that. The only group that has not recovered from the Depression, and I'm talking about even illegal immigrants, is our generation. Because we were buying stocks and we were buying